Here we are, February 9th, 2015, and we are starting a new record. Maybe it's time. This record, we're all jumping in a room and we're gonna track a bunch of stuff together.
Finally, we're gonna capture our live sound as if you're at a show and put it on a disc. You know, it's gonna be like you're at a GRO show, but just listening to us. You know.
When we sat down to do this record, we wanted to shake things up a little bit. So we're working with several different producers.
What could be cool is whatever additional production treatments we've added and things to make the song cool aren't there. It's just like the band kind of jamming at the end, you know, which is like a great representation of you guys live.
It's a really cool room. He's got a bunch of fun toys, tons of guitars and guitar amps and pedals.
We're also recording everything with him to tape. So we're gonna get kind of that cool, analog, vintage, hopefully grittier kind of sound.
I feel like each record we do is a little different than anything we've ever done before. I think this is going to be a little more throwback. Eagles meets the band, meets Tom Petty, with a little bit of that country Texas sound.
When we wrote Out of My Hands, we were young. A lot of this kind of teenage angst or love or this youthful hopefulness. And Under Fire was this transition. We've been on the road so long, you know, there was a lot more introspective songs. This record, some of these songs still have a lot of the same hopeful themes, but it's also kind of just a gratitude and some get down and just enjoy life kind of aspect to it too.
I love the simple life, front porch and my lover's eyes.
So we are currently in Atlanta working with Rick Beato.
Rick doesn't like to be filmed.
They lost the film.
Even though he's a great looking man.
The challenge of a record, the excitement of a record, what makes this process so inspiring but scary at the same time is we have a short amount of time to capture these songs. So a lot of times what happens is songs will come out just naturally and perfectly and things collide to make this beautiful moment. There's some times where the songs just aren't there yet. And you don't know what the puzzle piece is to fit to make it there. But you just keep going back to the drawing board, be it adding guitars, changing the vocal, add a different bass part. You're chasing down these ideas as long as you can and as hard as you can until they represent what the ideas deserve.
Meet me under that red fire night, down by the willows and the Tennessee pines. I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine. We'll make a few memories on a red fire night.
One of the songs we're doing with Rick is a song called Red Fire Night. It's probably one of the oldest songs we've had that's going on the record. We haven't felt like it's been right, and so we've rewritten it like 3 or 4 times.
I'll bring the whiskey, you bring the wine.
We've been a band for 15 years, and so we've really seen a lot of life together.
You just go through these different moments where you're like, oh, this is it. This is gonna be the coolest thing, you know. The first time we went to New York City, you know, I remember we were coming down the highway and you can see it over the Hudson, you know. We're all just like looking out the window drooling, you know, like this is it. I think one of the hardest things that we've all kind of dealt with and learned how to help each other deal with is just being away from, you know, our wives, you know, and stuff, being away from our homes.
Like my first year of marriage, I was gone 310 days, always on the road. And the second year, I was gone like 265 days. And that's hard. You know, you give up a lot of friendships. You know, you miss weddings, you miss birthdays, you miss these important events because you're on the road. And so that, you know, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into that.
We just try to stop and remind ourselves of how lucky we are. The other day, Rick, our producer, was just like, we get to make music. Like, let's not forget how fortunate we are to get to make music.
Getting to get on stage and play music that you and your friends created, that's something really special.